Hi everybody, welcome to Crafty Aims Workshop, and today we are going to be talking about the diamond painting that I showed you guys on the last video. I did finally finish it, and so let me show you what it looks like. I did this one, the Soulmates diamond shaped round, and it's a 25 by 20 centimeter. Now I will say this, the bigger the canvas, the better, in my opinion. I haven't done the big one, but I know the small one doesn't give as much detail, although it's in like a pixelated form, so like the further out that you are looking at it, the easier it is to see the picture with the smallness of it, if you have a small picture. So if I buy another diamond painting again, which I really did enjoy doing, I am going to get a bigger one. The 25 by 20 was just not big enough. Although I do have some ideas of what I can do with these smaller ones, but we will see. So let me show you what I did. So here is the diamond painting. These are the rounds. After listening to some of the other artists who do the diamond paintings, a lot of them like the square, and so that is probably, if I do buy another one, I'll probably want to get a square one just to see how it is. Okay, so the further out you go, the better you can see. The bigger the picture, the more detail you get. So this is the smaller picture. So let me get close to it so you can see what I'm talking about. So like this, the closer you get, it kind of is hard. It kind of takes out the detail. But when you go back out, it shows a lot better what you're looking at. So definitely would encourage getting the bigger type. The bigger ones are more expensive, and as I've been doing these and then having some free time, I've been looking at other pictures and other stores who are selling these. You really got to pay attention to what size they are, because some of these places on the internet do not tell you how big they are. So there's even some places that are saying they're free, but you have to pay shipping. One of them did not have size on there at all, so I don't know. But Diamond, I love the Diamond Art Club. They do have a good product, I think. I do have one little complaint, which I had suspected from the beginning, and I think I said in my last video that what my fear was these little things coming off. I have one particular diamond that does want to keep coming off, and there may be others here, but I've tried not to move it around. I have let it settle. Oh, there's one right there. Just to give you an idea of what's going on. Hold on a minute. And that is what I've been afraid would happen. So, what I have decided to do, knowing that I might lose some of my sparkly look to it, because I don't know if you can see that this does sparkle quite a bit, which, you know, is one of the things that brings you to want to do these, is because you got such a beautiful sparkle, is I am going to cover it with a gloss. I just got done watching a video, and I like this woman's technique, and I think that's what I'm going to use, although I'm not going to be using the same product as her because I don't have it. So I'm just going to use what I have. So this again is the Soulmates. It is 25 by 20 centimeters, and I do love it. I do love it. I love doing it. I enjoyed it. It's something that kind of is soothing and stress-free. And if you've got some Netflix that you want to watch, or some Hulu or whatever, you can sit there and do this while you're listening to your program, or listening to the radio or whatever. It was really fun thing to do. I enjoyed it. And I think the other thing I'm going to do is get a picture that, although I do love this picture a whole lot, I would like to get one that's bigger, plus one that is more detailed, where you actually can see what the picture is. I've seen ballerinas, I like that one. I've seen a log cabin in the woods, I like that one. So I don't know what I'm going to get next, if I get one. I haven't decided yet. But I still do have this one. This is the Four Seasons tree, and I love that look. So I might just do that one and then decide if I want to pursue this any further. Definitely getting a bigger size. So the person that I watched was Tiny World of Wonder, and I liked one of her techniques she has, and that's what I'm going to use. So she says to use the Mod Podge Glossy or Super Glossy, and I don't have that. But what I was thinking about trying is the Mod Podge water-based sealer, glue and finish. It's dishwasher safe gloss. And so I'm just going to try this. I've had this for a while and I haven't used it on anything yet. My purpose was to get this for my clay and see how it worked on polymer clay. But since I've done this, I'm going to go ahead and try it. So let's get started. What you're going to need is your Mod Podge. There's other products you can use, and there's another artist, a crafter on YouTube, that did a whole big diamond painting with different glues and glosses and things like that, and I can't for the life of me remember what her name was. If I remember, I'll put it in the description below. So what you're going to need is the whatever sealer you're going to plan on using. You're going to need a brush. I'm going to use this one. You are going to need, which I like this idea, you're going to need a cloth, a lint-free cloth. This is not a lint-free cloth, this is just cheesecloth. I'm going to use it, but something that will not put fuzzies and stuff on here. And you may also want to take, like Miss Tiny World of Wonder, she actually used a toothbrush and other things to try to get any hairs or anything like that that you might have on your diamond painting. And also, after you get your brush, you got just a damp cloth. Do not have a wringing wet cloth. A damp cloth in here. I'm going to wet mine right now so I can show you. Just very lightly damped. Because what you're going to do is you're going to take this after you've put the Mod Podge or your sealer on there. You're going to lightly wipe off the tops of the diamonds with this cloth. And so you don't want any water getting in there because it does react with the Mod Podge. So I liked her technique on that, because a lot of people have been saying with their sealers that they have been taking away the shine to the diamond. So when she said that about wiping it down after you put it on there, I went, yeah, that sounds really good. What you need to use for diamond painting before you're going to have a product that looks like this. Okay, it just has a bunch of code on there, and for each code you have this over here on this side that tells you what each code is, and then you have your diamonds. And on mine came in little packages, and you can see that in the video before. Each package had a number on it. So my advice is, before you get started on this, go ahead and put all your diamonds into your little bottles. Make sure you put the number. I put the number on the side and on the top, because once you take this off, if you forget, you know, if you have another one out or whatever, you forget, oh no, which one is this? You have a number on both. That way you won't lose track of your diamonds. So definitely get these. This was very helpful, because you might have, you know, you might have repeats of this section here over here, and so you don't want to have to keep taping up your little bags. You want to go ahead and put them in this. It just is a whole lot easier and simpler to get into, and you can just look at the numbers on the top. Just being organized is what I'm trying to say. So make sure you get these. I actually found some of these at Hobby Lobby, and they were only $9.99. If you don't want to order it through the company you're ordering your painting from, Hobby Lobby has these for $9.99. If they're not on sale already, you can get a 40% off coupon and get it for $6. So that was nice, and that comes in 30 pieces. So the other thing you're going to need is your pin to stick the little diamond to and to push it down onto the painting. This one has a section which I used once and then I didn't really like it, but you can take this, grab 3 or 4, and then just press it down onto your diamond painting. I didn't care for using that. I preferred to just do one at a time. It was more therapeutic that way anyway. So and definitely you're going to need one of these. Oops, I got a diamond in there. You're going to need one of these. When you pour, I just poured a little bit in there. I would shake it a little bit until they were all flat and rounded on the top. And then I would take my little needle pin. Make sure you put your wax on there. I'll show you. Just take your pen, push down on the wax piece, and then you've got a little bead of wax right there. And that helps stick to your bead, which I have one in there still. So, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a bead right there. And it just sticks to it. Ah, now it's not going to stick. The only problem I have with this wax is if you're not careful, as you're pushing down on it, sometimes it'll seep out and you might get that wax on top of your thing here. So that's another reason to go ahead and wipe down your diamond painting after you're done and make sure none of that wax is on there. So definitely have the tray, the pen, you need some of the wax, you want some of these little bottles, you want some of these stickers to put on there, side and top. And I would definitely recommend something to roll over top of it once you're done. And that way you can be sure that they will stick for the most part. But as you see, there's a couple, they're likely to come off. And so that's why I'm going to try using this technique of using a sealer and see if that will work. If that doesn't work, I probably won't be doing this anymore, because that would be a big waste of time if all of your diamonds fall off after you get done spending all that time making one. So those are the things I would recommend. My little pack came with the tweezer, but I don't think I ever used the tweezer. Maybe I will use it like I just did, trying to find a little piece of wax in there and trying to get that wax out. But other than that, I don't think I would have any use to use that. Also, what I did is I used this cutting surface, and I just took it around with me as my tray. But you can use one of those desk trays or whatever. But I would sit this with my in my living room, sit on the couch, watch TV, and have next to me my bead supplies and my little stick and my wax. and then have this sitting on top on a hard surface, and I would just sit there and I would put my pieces in there. Okay, so that's that. So now what I'm going to do, so I'm going to need a paintbrush. We're going to need a very lightly damp cloth, some sealer, and I'm going to just use my paint palette here to pour some of the sealer in here, and I'm going to get going. So let's see. I'm going to roll this around. It says to roll it. I have already opened it, so you guys don't have to watch me do that. And then I'm just going to pour a little bit into my plate. And we will see. Usually Mod Podge dries clear, so I'm hoping this one will be clear. Let's get started. So you want to make sure you get into the little nooks and crannies here, because that's what's going to hold your painting together. You're going to want to go in all directions. Supposedly there's going to be bubbles that pop up, and that's what another reason for your cloth. It can help get rid of some of those bubbles. And I noticed one of my comments told me to go to another girl, so I appreciate everyone's comment. There's a lot out there to look at on diamond paintings, and I enjoyed watching them. Thank you, everyone. When I get done with this, I'm just going to cut the edges off, so you don't have all this here. And I haven't decided what I'm doing with this yet, but I have some ideas. Cool. You know, I didn't work on this every day. I only worked on it when I had some time. I now work a 12-hour shift, 3 days one week, 4 days the next. The first day you're usually exhausted and you're just trying to catch up on sleep, and then you have the rest of the time to catch up on your other duties that you have in your home. And so I usually take my nighttime if I don't have anything else to do, and I will work on this. Hence the reason I don't do a whole lot of videos right now. And honestly, I just haven't felt like it. I'm so exhausted from my new nursing career, which I do love, by the way. But yeah, I'm just exhausted. I'm not used to working 12-hour shifts, but I've been doing this now for, well, since January. And so I'm slowly getting used to it. I'm just now starting to get on top of things. I've been enjoying doing some gardening, getting outside and doing gardening. Since it's so nice out here where I live. Sometimes it's raining cats and dogs, so there's not a whole lot you can do. But yeah, I got a bunch of roses out now. My husband, for our anniversary, bought me 2 big rose bushes, which are my favorite flower. And so I finally was able to plant those. And I just really, I had a rose bush already at my mailbox, and it just looks, it's blooming right now, and it's so beautiful. But my new ones that I put out, I have a bird bath also, and I put the 2 on both sides of my bird bath along with some smaller flowers, and it just looks like a picture. I just love it. So if anybody is bored right now because of this coronavirus stuff going on and we have to stay home and social distance, my advice is get outside and enjoy the weather while you can. If you can. I know some people live in cold weather, have snow right now, but if you're in a warmer region, get outside and just do some gardening. It just feels so good. Okay, so I'm going to go both directions. Make sure it gets in there real good. I'm going to go this direction. I just want to make sure it gets in those crevices really, really well, and that will hopefully help keep the painting, or keep the diamond stuck to the canvas as well. By the way, I used a dry brush. I did not wet my bristles. I just started with a dry brush. I can feel that already getting tacky. So, according to this bottle, it says it will not get tacky. I think I read somewhere. So, we will see about that. Okay, now, what I'm going to do, and I only used that little section there to do this 20 by 25 centimeters. I just use a little tiny dollop, so you don't really need a big thing like this, but I think it only comes in this 8-ounce bottle, this tight. We'll see if it turns out good. So I'm going to take my damp cloth as recommended, and I'm just going to lightly go over the surface just so that my diamonds do not lose their luster, their sparkle. But they have the glue in between. It's just kind of like doing your tiles on the floor. And there's a lot of product on here, so you're probably going to have to rinse out this cloth and go over it again. Right now you're still seeing the white glue on there, but I still see the shine on the diamond, so hopefully I won't lose anything there. So we will see how that goes. So that was super simple, nothing hard to do, and maybe later I will give you an update on another video as to how this is working out. Maybe by then I will have this one done, which I'm excited to do. And if this turns out good, then I'll go ahead and do the same thing to that one. So this is the Mod Podge Dishwasher Safe Gloss. Alright, I hope I got everybody, or I hope I got any questions that you guys might have had answered. If not, just go ahead and give me a comment down below and I'll try to answer it as quickly as I can. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and mark the thumbs up button if you like the video. That tells me what you guys like to see and what might help me figure out what you guys want to see on other videos as well. Alright, you guys, I hope you have a good day, and if you're working on one of these, let me know if you like it and what you're doing to keep your diamonds looking crystal clear and shiny. That would be wonderful. I would love to know. Alright, I'll talk to you later. Bye!